Welcome back to Every Effect in Adobe Premiere Pro Explained. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Film Impact Lights and Blurs effect. This is going to be a good one. So if you don't know, the new Film Impact extension is in Window Extensions Film Impact Dashboard. It's also in the regular effects panel, and we're going to go one by one through the lights and blurs today. So the first effect we have is the bokeh blur. I'm going to be working in the effect controls panel for all of these, and here you have all of your typical settings that you can adjust. Previously, this used to only be possible in Adobe After Effects, but now it's right in Premiere, and the controls for this one are pretty self-explanatory. You have a blur amount, you have the aperture edges and roundness, so 0 roundness at 3 edges is a triangle, 4 square, etc. But at 100 roundness, it'll just turn back into a circle. You also have the rotation angle you can choose, as well as a diffraction fringe that sort of hollows out the bokeh. You also have a lens distortion, which will add some distortion to the bokeh around the edges, gain for brightness, as well as chromatic aberration if you want some of that red, green, blue splitting. A basic thing you can do for a little focus pull is add a keyframe on the blur amount and then gradually decrease back to 0, and you can get some kind of blur bokeh reveal. The next effect we have is called the compound blur. Now this one might seem a little confusing at first because if you just apply it onto a clip in the effect controls panel and try to increase the blur amount, it might not do anything, or if it does do something, it might look like a weird splattery blur. But what's actually going on here is it's using the contrast of a specific blur layer you set, which you can set the video track of, and using that to blur. So for example, underneath this layer, I have just a black and white gradient ramp I've created with the ramp effect. And if I set the blur layer to that black and white ramp, if I increase the blur amount, you can see the white area of the gradient is going to be blurry and the black is going to be nothing. It's very much like a layer mask in Photoshop. And that's why if you set the blur layer to itself, you could see the highlights like the sky get blurry, but the dark portions like his facial hair and hair don't blur. So the custom blur map is one way you can use it. Here's another cool example I've done. I used this wave video clip as the blur map. So these highlights of the waves are going to be blurry, whereas the dark parts are not. And we're going to get this cool like animated blur. And I just put a color matte for a background and made a little text and graphic. But on this graphic, I added the compound blur. I set the blur layer to be that wave video clip on track 1. And I set the blur amount to whatever I want. So you can increase the blur amount, the softness of that blur, the weight and threshold. This is sort of like how much contrast it's selecting from the original clip, as well as feather to soften everything up. And as in a lot of these film impact effects, there's also a bit of chromatic aberration options as well. But if I press play, you can see I get this cool blur happening based on the wave clip, which I've sort of left on a slight opacity just so you can see. But you can get creative with this effect. It can be used maybe for practical reasons to blur depth in the background of certain things you want, or in creative ways like this. The next effect that we have is called the echo glow effect. It's just like the title sounds. It creates a glow and echoes that glow. So in this case, here's an example. We have a little swing set clip and we've got these repeating echo edge glows. So one cool thing about these new Film Impact, if you'll notice, there's always been this surprise me button. This will just create a random result. And I found that this is a good way to sort of test what is capable with the effect, because it'll just apply so many different results. And maybe if you like where a certain look is heading, you can see what sort of effect controls have happened. But there's always usually this start fresh button. And if we start fresh here, we have some self-explanatory options, but we have the intensity, which is how strong it is. We have the steps, so 1, 2, 3, how many echoes there actually is. We have the range and offset, which allow us to move these echoes around a little bit. We also have options to add a spin to each of these echoes and turn them into more of an outline. I can change the color to maybe get more of like a colorful echo and increase the colorize, as well as maybe add an ambient color if I want just that general color in the ambient amount. I can go back to the intensity and really increase that if I need, and adjust the blending mode as well. You have screen or additive. This is at 7 steps, for example, and notice how smooth and fast a lot of these are. In the old echo effect, this would probably have crashed the program by now, but everything is playing really smoothly here on my MacBook. Don't forget you can add keyframes to any of these as well, so if I wanted the effect to slowly decrease in intensity or fall off, I can do that, or the other way around. And if you like the results that you've found in a certain way, you can always right click and save that as a preset. It'll show up in your presets folder as usual. Closely related to this one is the edge glow effect, which is next. And this one has a lot of similar options. So like intensity and highlights only, as well as size. So this one's really finding just the edges, so where the contrast of your video is, and allowing you to add a glow to the edges. So I can choose the size of the glow, I can choose the color of the glow, as well as the amount that it's colorized. I can add that chromatic aberration to the glow and change the blending mode from screen or additive. They're both pretty similar. If I turn down the source opacity all the way, you can actually see what this effect is getting. So this is literally what it's doing and just adding it on a additive blending mode, but I can turn that original clip back on. So it's just adding a glow to the edges. It's sort of like the find edges filter in Photoshop if you're familiar with that. Next up, and a really cool one, is the focus blur effect. So this one allows us to add blur at different focal points. So if I increase the blur amount, you can see right now we have this circular focal point, which in the program window, I can actually just move around, and you can get these cool focus blur effects with this cool sort of diffraction of the blur as it reaches those edges. So you can adjust everything about this. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. You can make it like a thin oval. You can adjust the angle of it. You can adjust the scale and the feather. It's got a lot of control, and you can animate all these as well. You can also add chromatic aberrations to those edges, which I think looks nice with this effect. Or you can do it a tilt shift style. So instead of just a point, it'll be like an entire tilt shift line, which you can change the angle or section of to stylize your footage. Next up, we have the glint effect, and this one's just like it sounds. It adds those glints and glows to your shiny objects in your video. So in this effect controls, we actually have quite a few options, but basically we have an intensity amount, a highlight amount. If I hit surprise a bunch of times, you'll see all the different sorts of results that you can get. You can basically choose the glow type and the color, as well as how intense or how much you want it to focus on the highlights. You have these shimmer options, which move the glint throughout the image, as well as shimmer speed. And you have basically every option you want on all of the angles of each glint line. So you can play around with these, get exactly the type of exaggerated or realistic glint or glow that you want, as well as add different colors. Let's say if it was like a emerald color, include that color variation so it's not just flat green. And you can get cool stylized effects, purposely unrealistic, or try to make things a little bit more subtle and realistic as well. Next up, we have the light leaks effect, and just like the title says, this allows you to add different sort of colorful and realistic light leaks to your image. So if I just hit surprise me a bunch of times, you can see some of the different variations. And what I like is it's not just adding a blurry color on there. You can actually get these waves of light and colors. So you can see like rippling and moving light, which you have all of these controls in here. So you can choose the spectrum of light that you want, full spectrum, duo, single. You can go through different patterns of light. You can adjust the speed of the ripple, so you can just make it stand still or make it ripple and move. A lot of these options are similar, so feather, position, you can make it just around the edges or further. And where you pick the hue is actually right here in the hue or the hue rotation. In the hue and hue rotation, which remember, you can animate all of these with keyframes as your video plays. You have softness and saturation amounts, as well as chromatic aberration options. And then finally, the blending mode as usual. I find that screen, additive, and lighten are all usually pretty similar, but you can really get some cool effects with this light leak effects filter. Next up, and a really useful one, which we've been seeing with the chromatic aberration option, but this one is an entire red, green, blue split effects. So this allows us to get that red, green, blue split on any video clip or even text layers. So you can adjust the split amount, vertical or horizontal, the depth of the split, so bringing one video closer to the other. This vertigo effect is really cool. It sort of brings that lens blur around the edges, as well as feather, maybe softening the effect a little bit. You can adjust the position, so where you want the center of that split to be. Don't abuse this effect, but it can definitely get some cool results. Next to last, we have the volumetric rays, which is great to add these rays of light, for example, coming through this forest. You can adjust the light position. So a lot of times, notice if I'm highlighting an effect control and this little blue crosshair comes up in the program window, that's something I can just click and drag and move around the clip. So this one as well is pretty self-explanatory. Ray length, highlight, intensity, the softness of the rays, as well as the position. So it can really help add those rays of light coming through things like this clip, or you can use it in more creative ways. It also has fog sort of effects included, as well as color options. So if we do, let's do like an orange for a sunny glow, increase that colorize amount. And if I turn the source opacity all the way down just to show you what it's doing, it's making basically these light rays and blending them onto the original clip with the screen blending mode. And you don't have to make it this intense, you know, if you want a more realistic look, just turn the intensity down or make the ray length a lot shorter. Lastly, we have the Wonder Glow effect, which is just what it sounds like. It's a glow effect, but it has some cool options in here. So the intensity is how strong it is basically, and it's working based on the highlights of the original image. So if I increase the highlights only amount, it's really only going to glow based on the brightest portions of the original image. You can adjust the size. You have all of your color settings, so colorize if you want a certain color, or vibrance and desaturation amounts if you don't want it to be colorful. And again, if I lower the source opacity, just to show you what it's doing, it's making this sort of thing and putting it on a additive blending mode, which can create these really cool glows. If I hit surprise me a bunch of times, you can see some different sorts of settings. So those are all 10 effects in the light and blur section. In the next episode of this playlist, we're going to be going over all of the motion effects in the motion effects folder. Like, subscribe, follow, and check out the playlist for the next videos.